Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Whitney Van Laningham, and after seeing Miles and Gwen's relationship further explored in Across the Spiderverse, I started revisiting my favorite Miles Morales Spider-Man comics. Looking back at his stories, however, it turns out that Miles Morales has dated several other Marvel heroes besides Gwen, and even has a completely different girlfriend in the current Miles Morales Spider-Man Volume 2 run. So today, I'm taking you through a history of everyone Miles Morales has dated in the comics. You never know, some of these other baddies might end up in the Spiderverse, the Sonyverse, or even the MCU. If you enjoy this video, let me know in the comments so that I can break down other heroes' romantic history in future vids.
In case you missed it, New Rockstars isn't just one channel anymore, it's 3! Earlier this year, we launched The Deep Dive, where I dig into the deeper meaning behind everything you love. And our newest channel, The Break Room, is where all of your nerdy friends are gonna hang out online. It's also the new home for Inside Marvel, and all of our reactions to the latest trailers, TV shows, and movies. We've got so many cool videos planned, so head on over and subscribe. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the New Rockstars main channel and The Deep Dive.
Starting off Miles' romantic history, we've got an early crush on Cassie Lang, folks. When Miles battled the mind-controlled giant woman in Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 18, he admits that he's embarrassed about finding a girl of her stature so attractive. It's okay, buddy. Lots of dudes out there like giantesses. Ain't no shame in the tall lady game. Obviously, this is just a fleeting momentary crush, but Miles' first real relationship is with another Young Avenger variant, Kate Bishop. Miles must have a thing for Haley Steinfeld types. I'm looking at you too, MT. Earth 1610's Catherine Bishop isn't Hawkeye in training like she is in 616 or 199999. Wait, 99999. Yeah, okay, got that right. She's actually the daughter of Hydra agents, unbeknownst to Miles, and a fellow student at the Brooklyn Visions Academy. Kate Bishop is first seen crushing on Miles from afar in the Ultimate Comics Spider-Man issues 12 and 19. We missed the details to the start of their relationship thanks to a one-year time skip after Venom kills Miles' mother Rio. But sometime during this period, Miles and Kate start going steady. Miles contemplates telling Kate about his secret Spider-Man identity, but initially decides against it, wanting to keep her and her loved ones safe from supervillain harm. This desire to share his truth with her is exacerbated by a rejection from his father. After Miles reveals his identity to Papa Jefferson, he's blamed for his mother's death. Obviously, this makes him even more afraid to tell Kate his secret. At the end of the next issue, however, Miles decides to tell his girlfriend that he is, in fact, Spider-Man. Terrified, Kate runs away from him and ends up confiding in her sister, who tells their father, Derek Bishop. Bishop uses this information to drug and kidnap Miles, and when Kate tries to defend her father and Hydra, he dumps her ass. After getting burned by dating Kate, Miles goes through an era of casual crushes. One of these is Marvel Girl, Earth 616's teenage Jean Grey. In all-new X-Men number 31 through 36, Jean and her fellow X-Men end up displaced into the 1610 universe, so Miles helps Jean meet with her ultimate variant, defeat Dr. Doom, and return home. Both Jean Greys can psychically sense that Miles is crushing hard on Marvel Girl, and before she leaves his corner of the multiverse, Teen Jean kisses Miles on the cheek. In all-new Ultimates number 2, Miles gets a big ol' smoocheroo from the criminal leader of the Serpent Skulls, Diamondback, aka Rachel Layton. No dating here, because Diamondback is a murderous scumbag, but she did confirm her crush on Spidey by kissing him mid-battle. In the all-new, all-different Avengers Annual, Miles' champion's teammate Ms. Marvel starts beefing with a fanfic writer named Bad Machine 1999. Apparently, Bad Machine 1999 keeps publishing stories about a love triangle between Champions members Spider-Man, Nova, and Ms. Marvel. By the end of the issue, it turns out that Bad Machine is none other than Miles Morales, who confesses that he dreams about Ms. Marvel flirting with him. And Miles isn't the only one who thinks that this pair has chemistry. This issue also features another writer's fanfic about Hiss Marvel and Spider-Mole going on a date. Despite being a commonly shipped pair, this is the closest we get to true romance between the two breakout 2010s characters. A lot of people ask me how I'm able to stay focused researching all these videos, and honestly, it's this. One-Shot Energy Chews are a healthy and convenient energy-boosting supplement candy for gamers, athletes, YouTube hosts, and everybody really. They make energy chews and focus chews. The focus chews are my go-to, but it just depends on what you need. Each energy chew has 75 milligrams of pure caffeine plus 600 milligrams of additional nootropics to give you a serious energy boost that works immediately as you chew. Focus Chews, now available in limited edition New Rockstars themed packaging, really help me concentrate and give me a natural boost of energy with B, C, D, and E vitamins, plus zinc to help with immune system support and the amino acid tyrosine. Both energy chews and focus chews are plant-based, naturally sweetened, and designed to give you the energy and focus you need without a bunch of fillers and chemicals. Get started with One-Shot Energy today by going to oneshotenergy.com/newrockstars for 10% off your order. Next up, we've got the girl most of y'all are waiting for, Gwen Stacy of Earth 65. Adorably, we see Miles and Gwen's relationship blossom in a Spider-Man Spider-Gwen crossover titled Sittin' in a Tree that ran for 6 total issues between the two comic series. These two end up bonding for some of the same reasons that they do in Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. They have a ton of things in common as Spider-Folk with secret identities, and an unmistakable attraction. Maria Hill sends Miles to Earth 65 in search of his father, who, in an attempt to protect Miles, accepted a mission to intercept technology that allows a person to travel between realities, not unlike the wristbands from Across the Spider-Verse. When he first arrives, Miles meets Gwen fighting the Ringer, and learns that Gwen gets her Spider-Woman powers from radioactive isotopes nicknamed power-ups, sold to her by the evil alternative version of Matt Murdock. Like in Across the Spider-Verse, this Gwen's best friend Peter Parker died the night of their senior prom after turning himself into a lizard to impress her. Interestingly, Miles gets a little embarrassed when his crushes collide. Ms. Marvel meets Gwen for the first time in Spider-Gwen number 17, and Kamala gives Gwen the old "don't you dare hurt the sweet baby boy's heart" speech. When Miles and Gwen go dimension hopping with their multiversal watch, they end up discovering an alternate reality where they've been married for 20 years. Although Miles makes it back to Earth 65, Gwen lands in Earth 8, where she meets her and Miles' future children, Charlotte and Max. After Miles finds his dad and Gwen returns home, they share a kiss, but Gwen ultimately tells him that she's not in the right headspace for a boyfriend right now, and they decide to remain friends. At about this time, Miles gets into an awkward position by his old New Ultimates teammate Lana Baumgartner. Lana, aka Bombshell, used to run with Miles in his early superheroing years, and in Spider-Man Volume 2, number 17 and 18, she's hospitalized after a fight with Hammerhead. Spider-Man and his friend, classmate, and X-Man Goldballs bring Hammerhead to justice. Despite the fact that Goldballs was the one to defeat him, Lana develops a crush on Miles after seeing Spidey fight Hammerhead on the news. The fact that his name is Goldballs also probably had something to do with it. Put a pin in this developing love triangle for just a little bit. During this same period, we meet Barbara Rodriguez in Spider-Man 2, number 1. Miles is immediately smitten from the moment he sees her, and asks his buddy Genki what the new girl's deal is. Genki's like, "Bro, WTF, that's Barbara. I did a school project with her and we literally all went to the movies that one time." But after razzing his friend for not noticing the cutest girl in school, he clues him in, telling Miles that Barbara is super nice, cute, and has a voice like Alicia Keys. Matchmaker Genki gets Barbara and Miles to start talking about school, and she even teases Miles about his frequent tendency to sneak out of the dorms. In the midst of their conversation, however, a giant robot head falls from the sky, and it's revealed in issue number 4 that Miles saved her from getting pancaked. She thanks him for saving her, and semi-seriously asks him if he's a mutant or an inhuman. She lets him know that she can sense he's hiding something and he can trust her. Miles thanks her for offering to talk about his secret life, but tells her he needs to think about it. He does, however, offer to take her to the movies. His pal Genki even recommends the perfect film for her, Close Encounters. Solid film choice, mad respect. But remember old Goldballs? When he finds out that Miles is dating Barbara, he starts telling him off in Lana's honor. Miles is like, "It's cool, dude, I'm with Babs, I don't have feelings for Lana," which leads Goldballs to realize that he might be crushing on Lana himself. This does cause some friction with Barbara, however, because she overhears Miles talking to Genki about Lana and worries he might be cheating on her. But their relationship gets back on stable ground for a bit, and the pair spend a significant amount of time dating. They watch her little cousin together occasionally, and Miles supports her blossoming music career. She's sort of the MJ to his Pete, but ultimately, Barbara ends up dumping Miles because he can't be honest with her about his secrets. He never tells her about his life as Spider-Man, despite the fact that she's clearly pieced it together herself by this point. Even though this break is a bit awkward for their friend group, Barbara still supports Miles by protecting his identity a handful of times. After they break up, she ends up exploring her feelings for Genki, who's clearly always been keyed into what makes her special. Unfortunately, this pairing doesn't last nearly as long, and the two supporting characters decide they should focus on schoolwork. If Barbara is Miles' MJ, next we've got his Black Cat. Fresh off of his breakup with Barbara, we meet Tiana Toombs, aka Starling, aka Vulture's granddaughter. The two first met in Miles Morales' Spider-Man Volume 1, issue number 5, when they run into each other hunting down Tombstone. Although Spider-Man is eager to work with her, he also feels that Starling's fighting style is a little too rough. Like, yeah, she's super hot and kick-ass and powerful, but she also tried to drop Tombstone from the sky instead of bringing him to justice. It's a little too murdery for Miles, but Baby Girl was trained by Adrian Toombs, so it's not like she's the type to go easy on her opponents. But despite her semi-off-putting violent streak when it comes to criminals, she's basically Miles' dream girl. He reveals his identity to Tiana in issue number 22 after defeating Frost Pharaoh, and they finally kiss. While this relationship is being explored, the writers thought it would be nice to give us some closure on another ship. In issue 24, Miles catches up with his friend Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. Although awkward crush vibes are in the air, the two talk about their failed relationships over ice cream, and decide that friendship is much too important to ruin with romance. Tiana and Miles meet on a rooftop to make out in issue number 30, and issue number 42 shows us the two of them actually dating in addition to fighting crime together. Starling tells Spidey that she doesn't have a ton of rules when it comes to relationships, but if he wants to be with her, he needs to open up about his feelings. Unfortunately, when Miles Morales' Spider-Man Volume 2 came around, the first couple issues showed Miles pulling away from Tiana. When she confronts him about ghosting her, he gives the classic superhero excuse. He's afraid that everyone he loves will eventually get hurt and that his double life as Miles and Spider-Man is weighing on him. Tiana's like, lol, okay, that's what literally every hero says, and it's not an excuse to be a dick. So Miles promises to catch up with her later to talk things out. But oh no! Miles is attacked by Scorpion, and a mysterious robot kidnaps Tiana. The woman operating the robot is tech genius Raneem Rashad, aka the Rabble, whose whole entire villain thing is resenting Miles Morales. It turns out that she was up for the same lottery for a spot at Brooklyn Vision's Academy, but Miles's number 42 was called instead of hers. After she and Miles fight, both are wounded, but the Rabble manages to capture Genki and threaten Miles's entire family. Miles nearly dies trying to save his family, girlfriend, and best friend from his jealous as hell nemesis, but Rashid manages to slink back to her headquarters, where she and Scorpion plan their next attack. T does pop up again in Spider-Verse Unlimited Infinity Comics Volume 1, issue number 48, and we see these two cuties kiss at the top of the Brooklyn Bridge before Miles is brain paged by Madam Web. But the last time we see her in the comics is still in Volume 2 of Miles Morales' Spider-Man, where it's confirmed in issue number 6 that things are finally back to normal in Starling and Spider-Man's relationship. Tiana is Miles' most recent girlfriend in the comics, and arguably one of his more serious ones. But with Miles Morales' Spider-Man Volume 2 only 6 issues deep so far, we're gonna have to see how the rest of this run plays out in the future. These are all of Miles Morales' love interests from the comics so far, but I want to know which ones you think might pop up on the big screen next. If the MCU does decide to make a live-action version of Miles Morales, I could definitely see them fleshing out his relationship with Kamala Khan more, or even introducing him to giant Cassie Lang. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at WhitneyPeppy, follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love, and thanks for watching. Bye!